Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So I did a couple of videos on various different hot take threads and stuff like that, right? More so just kind of getting some nice videos in that people enjoy, while Dokkan was a little slow. And Dokkan, I think, is gonna get, like, over the next couple of days, it's gonna be slow. I don't think we're gonna get an official announcement for Tanabata. Potentially until like the 25th or 6th, like right here. So we got days, bruh, days. At least Cell Max was super dominant. So with him being as good as he was, I mean, that obviously did kind of increase a little bit of interest in the game and stuff like that. But right now, World Tournament is on, so I can't be like, or like everyone's gonna be like, do the AJLR Gohan long video, do this long video, do that long video. It's like, well, I'm grinding World Tournament, can't do it. So, here we go. Just some lighthearted fun. Please no Twitter politics beneath. Oh. Now, here's the thing about Alan. Alan is a notorious baiter. And he fully, oh my god, does he deserve it? I mean, this guy, Alan, the suffering he has put this community through. Oh, god, what a guy. But, at the same time, if we're not talking about a Gohan character, Alan does usually seem to have close opinions to me, actually. Seems like we agree with a lot of things. It's just that this guy actually loses his marbles when it comes to Gohan characters. He completely just... bro, don't ask me. I sure hope we're not going to see AGL or Ultimate Gohan in here. I'm sure we will. We'll see, we'll see. So again, Alan usually does know what he's talking about a bit, provided it's not Gohan related. Let's see what we got. I've heard some good reviews of this thread. Something along the lines of, even though Alan is the biggest idiot in the world, very articulate and well, spoken thread. So we'll take a look here. This is the lens of what I've seen through the limit I have with the community. Okay, yep. Assuming it's the same as Truth's hot take vids. Is Twitter the same as my hot take vids? Okay, so just scrolling through Twitter and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, every other tweet I see is just private server baiting. Someone turning on the private server just to make their favorite character look good, right? Or turning on the private server to make their most hated character look bad. That's pretty much just what I see. That's what I see from Twitter. This unit has become grossly overrated. Oh my god, wait a minute. The 18th? When did I put up my tier list? Was it the 18th? No. Mine actually came the day after. There was huge discussion about Buhan versus BROLY. And, I mean, some of the things people were saying about BROLY, it's like, listen, BROLY is, super good, man. But, BROLY is not really, special until he transforms. And while BROLY doesn't have the HP condition that, Blue, Goku, and Vegeta into Vegito have, BROLY does have, turn 5 from the start of turn, like them. So, in the Cell Max, since Cell Max has been introduced into the team, I don't even transform a BROLY anymore. There's an opportunity to. The fight is over within 2 seconds. Remember one thing I'm always going to push hard. Everyone, I don't want to talk down to people, but people less experienced with these things will talk about these characters' negatives that theoretically could happen. Oh, Beast Gohan's not that crazy without his intro. Oh, Cell Max isn't that crazy without his intro. Doesn't really happen. All right? If we're using the shittiest possible team, some goofball setup, right? Earlier today, I wanted to run these two together, right? Which they don't have a good team together. Ultimate Gohan plus Beast Gohan. So we're leading shitty setups and then goofiness can tend to happen. But if you're just doing even a solid setup, a lot of these theoreticals that people really become obsessed with don't happen as much. And that can go in reverse too, where they'll see a theoretical for a character in a positive way, and in their head, that's what they think the character's like all the time when it's not the case. So this unit's become grossly overrated, mean that in the literal sense of the word. People ignore his base form and its huge issues, which is true, which he's in for 80% of the fight, sometimes more. People overlook stats. It's true. I don't really have any issues. Him transformed, he's a different beast, for sure. He's very, very good once Broly transforms. But, I mean, you just have to accept the fact that through 90% of the fights right now, and like 90% of the duration of these fights, Broly is just not transformed unless you're using like a really shitty setup. It's just how it is. Like, Broly is not the best unit on Super Bosses anymore. It's now Cell Max. But understand, hold on, this same criticism applies to Gogeta as well. Although Gogeta does Rainbow Orb change. And, I mean, you could say within a sense, too, I mean, since we kind of brought him up, Bootanks also is really not that crazy past turn 1, because he doesn't have guaranteed guard, so it can be a little scary. But the difference is, no matter what you say, you are wrong if you try and imply that that start of turn shit is okay, or it's not a big deal, or something. Boo is 4th turn start of battle. Gogeta's 4th turn from start of turn, and Broly's 5th turn from start of turn. That hurts Gogeta and Broly badly. It leads to opening rotation RNG playing a huge role in how good Gogeta and Broly are in the fight. An issue that Beast and the Gammas as Anniversary LRs do not share, by the way. Gogeta, if he starts on slot 7, you're not seeing his taunt. People spend so much time talking about Beast Gohan versus Gogeta's taunt, but you don't even see Gogeta's taunt most of the time. Very rarely, because the earliest possible turn you can get it is turn 6. Beast is going to have his active up the entire fight. That's the difference between Gohan and Beast. Like, people will say, oh, Gogeta's, like, active. His taunt is better than Beast. Now, I'm just going to call cap on that. I'm going to say it's not actually true. Like, if you just focus on, well, Gogeta has 100% dodge, so he won't get stunned and sealed by the bosses, and it does damage, which Beast doesn't. Sure. But I've used Beast active 200 times. And how many times have I used Gogeta's active? 30 times? 35? Something like that. Is probably about the rate there. It's just different. Like, right now, we didn't really... There are a couple long fights. Like, we could do Red Zone movie boss rush, which can go on for, certainly long enough. And Gogeta very well may be the best character in Red Zone movie boss rush between his counter, his dodge, and his active against Broly. I would say Gogeta is the #1 character to shit on Red Zone movie boss rush. He's literally designed for that fight, right? So, I mean, that's something that we can definitely keep in mind. But in a lot of these fights aren't as long as people think they are. They're definitely longer than, like, Fusion Zamasu and stuff like that, but they're not as long as people think they are. Okay, wow, that actually got me talking a lot. Okay, sure. I agree to an extent, but again, just because I think base form isn't that crazy, and remember, by the way, the day Gogeta and Broly came out, I was saying that their base forms aren't that crazy. Transform, though, yeah, they're awesome. I got no problem with Broly transforms. Feels redundant on the current Super Bosses. Floater doesn't do much, adds weaknesses to the team most of the time. I don't know if I'd agree with add weakness. Base Broly's not really adding weakness. I don't agree with that. Negative synergy with most of the superclass teams plus some bosses. Okay, Broly transforming with his domain can debuff superclass characters, but typically they're so strong that the debuff doesn't matter so much. So, like, Beast and Evolution Blue Vegeta are, like, usually not dying. I mean, there is a clip. The first time I ever did the Majin Buu absorption stage, the Buuhan stage, literally the very first time I ever did the stage, I lost. Which looks like it's right here. So I lose this run. The very first run. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. Evolution Blue Vegeta gets killed by Bootanks. Now, it's my very first run ever. I had no idea that this guy locks Vegeta in slot 1 and insta-kills him. Now, I mean, I don't... If someone could calc it, but I don't know... If let's say Broly's domain was not up right here, if his domain was not up, like, does Vegeta, like, live instead? Like, I don't think it would have made a difference in terms of Vegeta living or dying. But, I mean, this is an instance, perhaps, where, Broly is causing Vegeta to take more damage from that. But again, that was a locking boss that caught me. Good for sure, but I can't see him higher than low 10? Well, okay. Well, I mean, I guess if we start cycling in TURs, like, am I taking Broly or Fat Boo? Right? Like, it's like, bro, I'm gonna start sweating and looking around. Like, damn. Like, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like I like Fat Boo's pretty good, man. Like, I don't know, right? Like, it's like I'll start sweating. That's why, like, it's people like once you start doing it, you guys will see what I'm talking about. It's just much easier to just kind of grade these characters against what each other are. Like, once you start mixing in like banner units and everything, like, it turns into a mess real quick. Now, one thing that does hurt super bosses is that Broly is not big bad bosses, and now the best character on the team is big bad bosses. So, we're leaning much more towards, Cell Max, Rose, Super Easy Goku Black, Broly, Cha, and Limo. That's like the core 4 or something like that for super bosses right now. One of the weirdest releases somehow manages to seem really strong and really weak at the same time. True, but I don't really have a lot of clips of him getting washed. That's the thing. Team does the same. Got to be the most wishy-washy release of 2024. I would argue that it's more so him releasing on Global was a baboon decision. It was just completely fumbled, completely mishandled, and was horrible in every single way. Because they had this full celebration. Super Easy A Goku Black. LR Broly and Chilai and their Easy A would have been months ago. In Golden Frieza and Broly would have been months ago. He's got part 2 LR Cell Max coming, right? Like, they had this big plan ready to go to make this guy a very competent release, but they dropped him on Global with no Super Easy A Goku Black, no Cell Max, and no Broly Chan Limo. Remember what I just said was the core fucking 4? Global, for months, only had 1 of the 4, right? So, like, that's the reason that this guy seems weird. I am much more, significantly more positive for this guy. This is a good example of a character who, like, he was actually given the tools he needs to be very good. And he is an example, too, of a character that actually could be significantly buffed just by getting help. Like, okay, this guy can be sitting in slot 2 or 3 most of the fight, contributing a lot of damage, and being at least relatively decent in potentially, like, slot 2 or something like that, defensively, right? Again, he's been caught by super attacks a couple times, and he's actually held up rather well against those super attacks, right? But if you compare this to LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I don't really see a savior coming for him, because he needs to be run in slot 1, which kills his ass. If we pull this up, I think I do struggle putting, like, Rose is like right around here. Like, I could drop an updated tier list of this, because again, I would put Rose more so about like right here now, but I'll just wait until the next TUR tier list comes out. Dragon Fist, though, to me is very consistent, very good, right? Like, I feel like, but like maybe like Rose, like right here, I feel good about. Man, Hirudegarn, yeah, damn. He should be better. I don't know. Hirudegarn should be better, man. I don't know. Between these two for worst Dokkan Fest LR release of all time, Vegito is way better than these guys were, I think. Vegito, listen, I mean, I've turned on him, you guys know, but that doesn't change the fact that what he was designed for was the dismal future Red Zone, and he is a godly character in there. At the time, like, Goku and Vegeta's defensive performance turn 1 was very rare at the time. So it's very difficult for me to be too negative towards this character if we're talking about their history. If we're talking about EJL Blue Vegito right now, the quickest way to understand someone is crazy is when they start talking positively about this character. You understand right away they're just crazy. They're crazy if they start talking glowingly about this guy. If we're going to talk about last year, sure. I will defend him last year, but not this year. Them, I mean, they were just, yeah, I don't know what the hell they were supposed to be. I think Cell's in the mix. I do see people talking about LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as well, but I don't, no way, man. It did not feel like LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was, like, significantly not even close to Goku or something like that. No way. Okay, Sync has been handled horrendously. Yeah, it's Freezing cold, Alan. Freezing cold. Nobody is disagreeing about that. No more pressing matter for global and get this thing done ASAP. Yes, and for some reason they made it impossible to do this summer. Well, no, I mean, it's going to happen during the summer. It's just, again, I've been telling people, unfortunately, I do believe that the sync is going to happen with not everything being on global yet. It's just fact of life. I mean, you know, were they smart or dumb about it? Guess what? They weren't smart. 5. Okay. I mean, he knows better than to start talking about this character. Like he knew. He had to know that I couldn't resist. I mean, if Alan is gonna drop a hot take, it's like, yeah, we gotta take a look at this, because this guy. But I mean, he knows better. You know better. All right, let's relax with this guy. I think that this guy, he can be a fine character, but I mean, understand, we're talking about like LRs here. I could pull up that tier list again. This guy ain't cutting it with nobody in this list, man. People will cry about Orange Piccolo all day, but you just use him, right? And, oh, funny enough, you can't die. Weird. Funny how that works. I'm telling you, I could get Orange Piccolo up to here. Easy. I don't think I put Piccolo I wouldn't put Piccolo above Boo. But I could get Piccolo in front of Gammas and in front of Broly. Again, I'm sorry. I mean, you could cry about it all day long. Guess what? Piccolo, unless you're intentionally trying to make him die, which people like to do, to say, oh, look how good he is, I intentionally made him die, I'm so fucking clever, let me twirl my mustache, my god, I'm the only one who realized that this could happen. Yeah, we get it, man. Like, you know, you just play like a normal person, and funny enough, superhero can't be killed. Weird. Okay, worldwide might... okay, yeah, okay. Well, wait. Because I see worldwide might be worth skipping, and I'm like, okay. But then I see kind of like, wait, what? Looking back at the past 3 worldwides. Okay, banners, good value. Headliners seem to age off incredibly quickly. Well, I mean, this is because of anniversary. I mean, we didn't... I feel like this is probably a bit unfair to Cooler. And probably Tech Carnival Goku, who... I mean, am I remembering wrong that they dominated Sin? Okay, guys. I feel like Cooler and Carnival Goku were really good for about a year. I feel like Omega was when things got spooky. Like, I had the infamous video where Cooler... I could almost make that... I could put that into the long video playlist, right? We're looking for the Shadow Dragon event. By the way, I make sure to keep, playlists on lock here. So that we could easily... Like, I have my channel formatted in such a way to where I can pull this shit up pretty fast. Okay, so let's head here. And we're looking for Cooler in here. So I believe that was like... It was like way past an hour or something like that. There's Easy SCR Cooler. Here's that mission. Oh no, there's Dragon Ball Heroes. Yeah, that fodder ass team. Maybe I will pause and find out. Oh, here it is. 167. Okay, that was a very popular video. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, a year. If you're gonna get a year out of the character being very dominant, that is pretty good. It's a gacha game. I mean, well, I think characters shouldn't age out that fast. Yeah, I agree, but it's a gacha game. Now, hold on. Time out. Wait. No. Damn it, Goku. Get behind me. No. Listen. The end of 2021 is a special class of characters who got cucked hard by Red Zone. But that is not a common thing. I talk about it all the time, how unfair it is to the end of 2021 characters, right? Like that's, come on. Wait, this is a continuation of the point? Future Gohan is usable, yep. Merge Zamasu is a decent sub and option, yes. I mean, keep in mind that Big Bad Bosses is now crucial for Super Bosses with Cell Max being there. Domain update will significantly help Fusion Zamasu for sure. Other two age like shit is who? Trunks and Vegito Blue. Age like shit? Yeah, I agree. Yep, for sure. Trunks was Damn, Trunks had a weird life cycle, man. Because second one, people underrated the shit out of him. It was nasty, dude, how bad people underrated him. And then very quickly it swung to the other end where people were talking crazy about him. Like, whoa, he is not that good. Let's relax. All have a common theme of being really good initially, mostly, then immediately dropping off within 4 months. I mean, it might be a thing that will remain. I mean, now global players, it's, you know, anniversary characters dominate the entire year. And that's just how it is. So now you guys are going to be able to summon, you know, global players are going to be able to summon for anniversary characters in January, and then they dominate the entire year, right? Saving using some zones only is a legitimate option now. We'll see. How people think he doesn't gap the game is legitimately insane. Okay, now, hold on. Now, while we're going to get into something I probably agree with, understand that when Alan starts talking about Gohan is where, you know, like, it's like, okay, buddy, like, let's, we're going to be very cautious how we read this. Evolution Blue Vegeta is not even close. Yes, this is correct. This is just like, I don't know, like, people who don't like either Gohan, or maybe they think Gohan gets too much love in the games, or maybe they just hate the Beast Gohan form, or maybe they just hate Alan himself. I don't know what it is. Vegeta is super good. He's just flat out not on Gohan's level. Flat out. Flat out, he's not. Only release kit-wise even fathomably close to him as Cell Max. I agree. Still below, but actually on the same tier. I agree. Yeah, I mean, see, this is what I was talking about, where Alan a lot of times does, me and him do tend to think about things pretty close, because he put this out without any knowledge of my tier list, and I made my tier list without any knowledge of him doing this, and it's like, you know, like, it's, yeah. And I mean, never at any point was Vegeta close to Beast, because he's not. Vegeta is very good, but he's not on that same level. Cell Max has a lot of design similarities to Beast. It's on the same level. So, well, okay, but hold on, time out. Right, but if we're including Cell Max, Beast Gohan doesn't gap the game anymore. He has gapped the game until now. Beast is not gapping the game at this point, but he was up until Cell Max came out. Better than everyone by a wide, wide margin. I would say he is still comfortably better than Cell Max, too, I feel like. But, like, in terms of, like, separating them by tiers, no. But, I mean, I'm taking Cell Max over anything in the game that's not Beast by a big margin. This unit is a lost condition, okay. Dodge or die, but with slightly higher dodge than usual. Okay, sure. Revive, that is barely usable unless you're on pretty poor teams. Okay. Have no idea what people think he's on Evolution Blue Vegeta's level. Still great, though. Anyone who is a defense head should rate him lower. Does feel aimed at me. I mean, it's difficult, because, like, if there was a character I would be biased towards, it would probably be UI Goku. Or actually, I don't know, probably Beast. Here's the thing about me with Dragon Ball. I just am here for the cool shit. The coolest, shiniest, sickest form is, like, my favorite shit. Like, I'm very easy to please. You know, next movie comes out. Oh, look. It's Super Saiyan 3 Broly against Black Frieza. I'm in. That's it. Boom. You got me. I don't care. Give me 50 comical forms, all that. Like, yes. So, like, I love Beast, love Blue Gogeta, love Broly, love all the crazy shit that Dragon Ball Super gets into. The thing about this guy, though, that it's like, yes, he is dodge or die. Besides his first turn where he has literally 100% dodge, which does matter. I go on and on and on about how it is nowadays, where being dominant right away is a huge deal. It's one reason Beast, Cell Max, and Evolution Blue Vegeta are as good as they are. And then, of course, UI Goku is in this as well. Now, I want to say Vegeta has the better revive than UI Goku, but I feel like we see this revive a lot more often than Vegeta's. Now, maybe that's just me having bad luck with Vegeta, because Vegeta, defensively, turn 1, is not going to struggle with guard plus damage reduction. He'll be fine turn 1. But after turn 1, Vegeta's not going in style 1. But it's just UI Goku does not, like, sure, like, I could see like, introducing a loss condition, which is Goku not dodging, into a team that barely has it, but UI Goku competes easily, effortlessly, with all these other characters. I mean, again, I did Another video recently, we did this one. LR Beast Gohan and Superhero auto every fight. UI Goku was a huge part in this. Huge. It was massive. I think the only fight I don't use UI Goku in is the blue Kaioken Goku fight, I think. Which is right here. Pretty sure this is the only fight I didn't use UI Goku in. And that's because he literally cancels touch. Like, UI Goku fits right in. I think Vegeta is definitely better. But, I mean, this is what I think right here for sure. By the way, if anyone, dude, I do not see how you could possibly put Gogeta in front of UI Goku. It makes no sense to me. Because UI Goku is 1,000 times better than Gogeta until Gogeta transforms. And it's just not even close between these two. And again, you're talking, Gogeta isn't slot 1, turn 1. It takes a while for him to transform because he's got that shitty condition, him and Broly. So, like, UI Goku feels comfortably better than Gogeta. Easily. For the first time in Dokkan history, it's actually a legitimate sentiment to worry about how they're going to handle power creep. Yeah, I mean, I could agree with this because what does it take? Because it's not, like, one thing people don't understand, it's not just that Beast can't be hurt and Cell Max can't be hurt, but they're literally keeping other characters from getting hurt. So how do they create a fight that's going to get around this? It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Don't know how units get stronger after these two without being free win buttons. Seem like 2026 units accidentally released early. I feel like Beast Gohan, they handled him exactly how he had to be handled. He was exactly what he should have been. You can say the same thing for Cell Max too. Super EZAs are awesome, but they should absolutely be considered 2024 releases. Baffles when I want to say people say that EZA shouldn't be rated like that when 2 out of 4 of the best units in the game are EZAs. Nope, timeout. Stop. 2 of the best 4 units in the game are EZAs. This is correct. Are they banner units from 2015? Are they, like, what are they? They're Dokkan Fest LRs. Like this thing. Dokkan Fest LR EZAs are not on the same scale as other EZAs. I mean, it's just how it is. I think we can expect that Dokkan Fest LR EZAs, you could always at least assume top 10. I mean, the Anniversary LRs are, like, dropping into the game as, like, some of the best, like, competing with best units in the game. The Anniversary LR EZAs are. But, like, it's just, you can't just look at what they do with literal Anniversary character EZAs versus how they gave an EZA to EGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's the point there. But I do think it still does matter that Goku is a 2015 release. And that does also matter, too. Like, I'm not saying that they're not considered 2024 releases, but it is still a character that came out 10 years ago, basically. So. Gogeta Stage of Blue Zone. It's Supreme Battle Spectacle, you cunt. Okay. Just genuinely isn't that hard. Genuinely isn't that hard. I mean, here's the thing. We're going to go down the slippery slope of grading things on the curve of superhero, and then there literally is no difficulty whatsoever. It's like once you're not using one of the team protector characters, so you take off these 4 and Piccolo and Ribrianne, it definitely gets a lot tougher, right? And Gogeta. So, like, these 5 plus Gogeta. So, like, things get a lot harder once you don't have one of these team protector characters around. That's kind of like the big point. You can so easily use any dog shit character, AGL Blue Vegito, LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and you could bait away and pretend that they're super good when you've got Beast and UI and Vegeta and Gogeta and Piccolo around. Like, yeah, man, it's very easy to make them, hide all their weaknesses, because that's literally the point of these characters, is not only are they super good, but they hide weaker characters. So it's like, this is why we start to get into a slippery slope of, if we're grading everything on the superhero scale, then nothing is hard. But if you're not using superhero, then, oh, wow, why can't I just win easily? I thought this wasn't even hard. Like, it begins to get ridiculous. This is why I always like to get a lot more experience with, like, doing these fights or using these characters, something like that. You know, potentially trying them on some different setups here and there, I guess, if you're able to. But I would not call this fight anything other than hard, because it's not. Oh, Alan does subscribe to the, oh my god, only use the best 6 characters, but I don't know why we're putting our cape on for shitty physical LR Ultimate Gohan or shitty AJ LR Ultimate Gohan, if that's the case, though. Too many units to shred. I mean, that counts for every single, like, event in the last several years. I mean, since Vegeta and Trunks came out. All right. Cell Max still the hardest stage stake, man, dude. Yeah, like I feel like I'm on board. I go back and forth between. I'm on board. Yeah, dude. It is. God, it's nasty. It's nasty in there. It is. It's tough. Unsure why people ignore it as hard as they can, but it's just so clearly merged the Masu type stage of this meta. Screws over like 95% of the game, 1% of the game is super strong in there, so it's written off. Because it's like, you can gimmick the Cell Max fight hard. Like, you know, like a shitty character like the tech androids can have a true impact in this fight and stuff like that. But it really is actually just so difficult. So, like, I'm definitely able. I see what Alan is doing now. He's just downplaying the Gogeta stage so he can build up the Cell Max stage. Both are tough, but I'm certainly on board with right now calling Cell Max a little bit harder. It's just, it's like so much experience of just dying over and over. All right. Units designed to fix their own flaws are possibly the most annoying units to use ever. Self-serving revive you are incentivized to rush can make you take near lethal damage. It can happen, but most of the time I've accepted that Boo is just not dying, right? Here's one thing that's a little bizarre, is Alan is hugely bigging up this fight. Well, Alan, I mean, you know who one of the best characters in the game for this fight is? Fat Boo, who effortlessly dies to Cell Max turn 1, and then on turn 2 he has a Ghost Usher, Alan. It's difficult to have this opinion and then also have the opinion. Yeah, because Alan, that's right. Alan doesn't like Fat Boo. Yeah. Alan was berating Oni about how shit Fat Boo was. Yeah, I remember. Okay. Yeah, but guess what? I mean, that's where I'm getting off this train. No, Boo is crazy. Boo is effing ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, it's just, again, you have to understand, like, Boo's revive is just not something you're really seeing too often. That's it. Bardock Scouter was the only one who could die to supers at the time of his teams. I mean, Bardock, it's just sad. It's just sad. Bardock is just a silly little goose. 10th anniversary should not be fusions. Not from a monetary perspective. Obviously, they do well. From a fun perspective, for him. Yeah, there you go. Okay, sure. If the best Dokkan can come up with for the most special celebration in the game's history is generic fusions, it's doomed. We'll see. I mean, when he says it like generic fusions, yeah. But when we're seeing, you know, Super Vegito Kakarot fusion animation into the Kakarot, like, you know, like Vegito Buhan beatdown, like, you know, all of a sudden it's going to be like, yeah, 10th anniversary, best celebration ever. So. Rating discussion about Dokkan really do mean nothing. They're for fun and that's it. Here's what's funny. I do greatly enjoy it. That's the thing. I love the back and forth. Sorry, but I'm not sorry. Bring on the waves of 16-year-olds who want to argue with me. Listen, I'm going to be 70 arguing with 16-year-olds on Twitter. I'm ready. I love it. There's no standard, no metric that people universally agree on, correct? So all that is really being argued is preferences. Sure. Personally, I don't like that, but it's fun regardless. Not be responding to nor reading any comments or quotes. So this would be a funny tweet to make since I haven't done one for like a year. Keep them civil. Okay. Well, I'm not ignoring. I mean, certainly, this is correct about his take about Fat Boo, for sure. I mean, overall, it's not really too bad. I mean, this, again, downplaying Int Fat Boo, Alan, get a job, okay? Cell Max is very tough. I'll agree. No, this is stupid. Alan just has this here just to downplay Gogeta so he could big up Cell Max. Again, two bad bitches can be side by side, man. It's fine. It's fine. So that's bad. I think that this is bad because I think he does make the mistake of comparing regular Dokkan, monthly Dokkan Fest tiers. Oh, I hate the term monthly, but I mean, I don't know what to call them. I guess that is just monthly, but like just a normal Dokkan Fest TUR to anniversary LRs. That's your mistake. They do not EZA with the same kind of curve for Dokkan Fest anniversary LRs as they do for just Dokkan Fest TURs. They do not. They do not. And we know this from years of EZAs. So I disagree with this. Because again, it's just, when you say 2 of the 4 best units in the game are EZAs, that's correct. But they're not banner units, man. You're not TUR Goku Black. It's not TURs, man. What is it? It's anniversary LRs. 3 of the top 4 right now are anniversary Dokkan Fest LRs. So, and then Gogeta, who I have at 5, is essentially a Dokkan. Like, Carnival LRs, they're weird. Sometimes they're Dokkan Fest LR level, like Gogeta and Tech Carnival Super Saiyan Goku, right? And Gammas are certainly, to me, Dokkan Fest LR level, definitely. But then sometimes they're not. Carnival LRs are weird misses, so. But I would kind of think of Carnival LRs as like Dokkan Fest LRs. So I would assume, Tech Super Saiyan Goku, or who was it? It was Metal Cooler or Metal Cooler. Like, their ECAs are going to be monstrous, I imagine. Like, on the level of these guys, potentially. Okay. Yeah, sure, this is good. I don't agree. This is stupid. Well, I mean, he can lose you the fight. I don't want to downplay that. But, again, he has 100% dodge turn 1. And then if he revives, which, I mean, I would say Vegeta's revive is better than Goku's. But I see Goku's revive more often. So, understand that. So, and Goku, his first turn has 100% dodge, and when he revives, he also has 100% dodge, right? And then the revive condition, the best thing to do is to use Goku and Vegeta together. And then you potentially have multiple different ways you can revive. Like, yeah, no, this is wrong. Okay, now this is like half and half. Right now, Beast is no longer gapping the game, but he did up until Cell Max came out. So, I mean, I'll let y'all grade that one, like, sure, but like he did gap the game until 4 days ago or whatever. Then this, I don't know. I mean, it's difficult, man, because we can't predict the future. Like, 2023, the start of 2023, did not have significant event power creep. And, like, can I say for sure that we're going to follow the same trend, which would be that 2025 does not have significant power creep until the middle of the year? Like, I can't just say that for sure. But I also can't just say, like, no way we're getting, the God Zone, where it's just, like, way harder, right? Like, there's no way to know. This is no take, but, I mean, this guy, I mean, is he a W or an L? I mean, he's the worst LR of the year. I'm taking Ginyu over this guy. Obviously, Cell Max. Like, it is what it is, man. This guy's coming in as the worst LR release this year. Obviously, I'm not counting, like, free-to-play LRs and shit like that. We get it, right? Like, Yellow Coin LRs, Carnival LRs, Dokkan Fest LRs, this guy is the worst one. Yes, this is correct. Nobody is arguing this. They have handled the sync like a bunch of baboons. Chimpanzees running in circles, man. That's what the global sync has been. I really do not like the idea of Vegito in this conversation. I don't. I really don't. But them, sure. Now, hold on. Yeah, this is kind of... He's not... he only is super weird when we consider Global Dokkan, which, again, is handled by chimpanzees running around the zoo. So, I don't know. I mean, on JP, this guy's been fine. There's not really much issue, right? I mean, for a week, It's like, okay, like, you know, he definitely needs a lot more help. And then, okay, Super Easy Goku Black is a little bit better. And then, oh, now there's Cell Max. And then, oh my god, all of a sudden now Super Boss is the top 3 team in the game. Right? So, and this guy, guess what this guy has? He has big bad bosses for Cell Max. Guess what this guy has? He has a fast as hell domain, which buffs Cell Max. Right? Like, it's, yeah, man, that's, yep. And then, I mean, I do not think I would say this guy is overrated. I don't think I'm seeing people talk, like, here's the thing. I don't see people talk about Broly really too much as, like, up here. Like, I used to see people say, oh, I think Broly might be top 1, even after Beast came out. And it's like, yeah, stop smoking dick for a second, okay, please? But it's like, people are not saying, like, I don't know, Broly's over Evolution of Blue Vegeta for me. Nobody's saying that. That would be overrated. I don't think so. I mean, just people pushing back on me having Buhan ahead of him, that does not mean he's overrated. So, yeah. I mean, he's definitely weak in base. Well, weak is not the good term. Mid. He's mid until he transforms. Him and Gogeta. Although Gogeta does have Rainbow Orb changing. But both of them are not special until they transform. All right, there we go. We got some good discussion in. 41 minutes for like 15 takes. Well, hey, don't worry. I've been grinding World Tournament the whole time.